So welcome back to another video. I am busy doing the edge now that I have attached all the triangles. I have not sewed the yarn in on the triangles. I'll do that afterwards. And having done two edges, I'm happy with the tension that this is being created. So unfortunately it is in black. So I've come to the end of that square there, and basically I will be doing 4 clusters per triangle. I will be doing a cluster in each end, which you can call a corner, and I'll also be doing a cluster in the corner of the first row. If you remember the triangle, it's actually upside down, but there is the center, magic loop, the first row, there's the corner of the first row, that is the corner of the second row, and these are the corners of the third row. So I'm doing cluster in the third row, cluster in the third row, cluster in the first row, cluster in the first row, jumping over the center magic circle and jumping over row 2, corners of row 2. Let's see what that looks like. Cluster in the corner, cluster in row 1, and cluster in the corner of the third row. It's actually working quite well with the flash. When I come back later, I think this is fine. I don't think I need to sew that. I'm debating whether I'll do another row. It's quite possible, just to strengthen it all up. So let me just make one or two triangles as a demonstration. So I finished this one, this triangle. I'm going to go straight into the next triangle. 1, 2, 3. That's in the corner of the third row. Jumping over the second row, going into the corner. When I say corner, it is a triangle, but if you did the triangle with me, you'll understand what I mean. Here we go. 1 and 2, 3. Get more yarn. Oh, this is when my yarn decides to make a knot. It's classic. Battery too low to use flash. Okay, and jumping over the center, going into the corner of row 1, jumping over row 2, and going into the corner of row 3. Now, I don't attach in any way to this single crochet join. I'm just going to jump over to the next triangle, there it is, and go straight to the corner of row 3. I'm going to continue that until I get to this triangle here. Just push pause. So I'm on the last triangle of the side. I've done the corner of the third row. I've done the corner of the first row, jumping over the magic circle, doing the corner of the first row, and I'm doing the corner of the third row, and when I had done that with the other two corners, I realized that by attaching this guy, the guy sticks out, and I thought if I go around, it just made it go weird. So all I did really was, there's the corner, I jumped over to the space. Now this triangle is like a normal square, corner of the square, gap 1, gap 2, and there's the corner of the triangle down there. So I literally jumped over into the gap 2 and I made a slip knot, and then just catch it again, and I cut it. Now what this has done is has made the edge straight. Let me show you this other one. There, the edge is straight. There, the edge is straight. And I literally start the next row the same place. So let me show you that. Take my yarn, make my slip knot, go into that corner triangle. Here's the corner, space 1, space 2, going in there. It's all black, so it's very forgiving when I'm sewing up later on. And I'm just going to slip stitch it into place. Now it's been slip stitched into there. Chain 1. And I'm going to the first triangle. There we find the corner. And I'm going to make my first double crochet to there. Oops. Fell off the needle, off the hook. First double crochet into the corner of that bulging is a tiny bit, but it evens out as I go. So first row corner space, just do this first triangle, jump over the magic circle. Oops, that's good. Redo that one. Make sure I don't get into there. We've got to go right into the space of that. 1, 2, 3, and go to the corner, third row of that first triangle on this side. Have a little lock, pull it out. Yeah, it's fine. So I think with the second row, it will become more integrated. So I definitely will have to make a second row. Let's see if I can zoom. Try and catch the light. It's impossible to see really, it keeps changing. Anyway, that's the general idea on how to make the first row of the triangles. I mean, after the triangles have been attached. So this is the next day, and after finishing that row of clusters. I then made 1 row of single crochet, still on the same side, on the right side of the blanket. And now what I'm doing is I'm sewing in the ends, and when I come to the corners here, there's like a little mouth happening between this corner triangle and the row of clusters. So I'm going to just, with a couple of stitches, attach the rounded corner of that triangle to the edge of this final cluster, just to keep it down. And I'll do the same on the other side. There's the triangle underneath here, there's the row of clusters, and here is that corner of this corner triangle, and I will just, 1 or 2 stitches, just put it into place so that it's flat. And I noticed yesterday, when I had literally done the whole side of the blanket, all the way around, that I wasn't working in the needle, in the hook size I was supposed to be, which is a 4, because that is the size of the blanket. I was actually working in a 4.5. But because it worked, the size and the tension and everything just worked, I thought, okay, I'm not going to pull it out. And so I then made the row of single crochet in the 4.5, and I'm very happy with that. So it has been done, and let's see the difference from the one side, which has been sewn into place, and the other side, which has not. So you can see it's quite different. And I followed the contour, so this top part I attached onto this bar here, which is a double crochet, and then the bottom part I attached onto this, which is the chain 3 of the triangle. Literally fits in like that. Yesterday I swore I'd never ever make another edge like this, but I think it's because it's in black and I just can't see anything. I still have hundreds and hundreds of these little guys, and I bought 60 balls of color. That's 6 kilograms. I haven't weighed this one. I will weigh it when it's finished. But yeah, there's no reason why I don't make triangles out of color, and then I can just make a final edging in black, and maybe make it slightly different, because of course this is with a larger hook. But yeah, there's lots of possibilities. And another little thing is each triangle, so I've worked all those tails away. Let me find here. So each triangle has that magic circle. That just fallen. Each triangle has that magic circle. So when I get to the tail of the magic circle, I give it a little tug, I close it nicely, and I make sure to really work around that magic circle, and then work the tail away even further, just to make sure it doesn't come loose. Here is the tail that was the end of the triangle, and he's got a little slip knot there, but that also is not good enough. So with my chenille needle, nice and pointed, I'll be taking this tail, working into that knot again, just to really ground it. At least twice working into that knot from different directions, and then working away, following the worms, going up and down, and just working this tail as far as possible. They're nice and long, so I can really work it very far. And then there are also a couple of scragglers where I've joined yarn. There's one there. There's another one. Work those away. Very, very happy. So once that's done, once it's all finished, I will make the final video, and then I can just tag it onto this one.